Today I want to talk about a movie.
Shine, 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 shine.
You see, I love movies, and recently I was enlightened on the old cult classic film from 1970s called Harold and Maude. Harold and Maude is a beautiful yet depressing black comedy about a young boy who is obsessed with death, who meets an almost 80-year-old woman who is obsessed with life, and the movie's about their relationship and how it is life-changing for him. First of all, I must say that this film is very different and isn't for everyone, like most of my favourite films. Starring Ruth Gordon and Bud Cort, this film came out in 1971, which makes me over 40 years late to the party, but I'm so glad I watched it regardless of how old it is. It's strange because when I was younger, I was not a fan of older films, but as I grew older, they became my favourite films because I could understand them more in depth instead of looking at the screen and go, yeah, that's pretty. Now I can appreciate the actors and the mise-en-scene and the directing and the script, which I loved all of it in Harold and Maude. The age difference between Harold and Maude didn't really bother me, even though it is so large, because I felt like it wasn't the main focus in the movie. To me, this movie is about life and death, which is explored through these two different characters. Harold, who is so obsessed with death even though he's young, and Maude, who is so obsessed with life even though she's really old. I especially related to Harold when he committed these fake suicides, which, sorry, spoiler, but I couldn't talk about this movie without talking about his fake suicides. Not that I go to the lengths that he does, but when I get hurt, I like to heighten the fake pain to get more attention and love from my mother. Just like Harold in this movie. Even though I'm close with my mum, it's nice to be treated like a child by a parent than an adult. His suicides are definitely confronting, especially the bath scene, and there's a lot of death in this movie, but I strangely find it beautiful. I enjoyed it and I was keen to see the next way he would die because he doesn't just fall dead on the spot. He stages these intricate plans to create a fake death with a lot of planning involved. Saying that, I wouldn't have children watch Harold and Maude because of all the death scenes, also because the whole film has a lot of mature content in it that they wouldn't understand, such as a wooden sculpture. If you can look at that and not know what it is, then you should not watch this movie. The faces that Bud Cort makes in this film are incredibly funny. They're really seedy, which just heightens the comedy for me. And his character was so intricate. Well, they both were, but just little things that he would do that I wouldn't notice the first time watching the movie are just great, like such as when he's talking to his therapist. He's wearing the exact same thing that therapist is wearing. Why he does that? I don't know, because he's weird. And there is this fantastic part of the movie, probably my favourite part, where Harold breaks the fourth wall. He looks straight into the camera and you hear Cat Stevens playing, and it's just awesome.
I used to walk alone, every step seemed the same. This world was not my home, so there was
He gives this half-assed smile that is so funny, and what makes this moment even better is that Cat Stevens, I Think I See the Light, is playing over it. And by the way, Cat Stevens made the soundtrack for this entire movie, which is amazing and just, it fits perfectly. Even though I've only ever had one Cat Stevens song in my life, I was into it. It pulled me in. Seriously, his music works so well in this movie. Ruth Gordon was great, and she projected her character Maude's love of life so fantastically in her own special way. She was just such a joy to watch. She was happy and she made me happy. I loved the end of the movie, well, as much as I could love it with so much death, but I hate movies that are predictable, and this is definitely not one of them, and I feel like if the ending took that predictable route, then it would have ruined it for me. This movie is my quirky version of Romeo and Juliet, so to say, and now that I've seen it, it is one of my favourite films. So if this movie sounds interesting to you, go and watch it, and even if little things put you off it, go and watch it still, because it might surprise you. Thank you for listening to my long praise of Harold and Maude. I just really love this movie, and I just wanted to share my love of this movie with you, and I think it's good to document it because in 10 years time it might be different. I doubt it though, because this is one of my favourite films, along with Clockwork Orange and Velvet Goldmine. Yep, no Amazing Spider-Man will satisfy me. Never. I want to try Harold's thing. Oh my god, the girl just ran out.